Have you ever stood before your closet on a warm summer morning and felt a sense of uninspired routine? You reach for the familiar, the comfortable, the easy. But have you ever paused to consider that these trusted garments, these old friends of your wardrobe, might be speaking for you in a language you didn't intend? What if the secret to a more vibrant, confident, and magnetic presence this summer isn't a new destination or a demanding new hobby, but a quiet, intentional shift in the very clothes you choose to wear? So often, especially as we gain the wisdom and experience of years, we default to choices that prioritize a narrow definition of comfort, inadvertently allowing our style to send a message of fatigue or carelessness, a message that stands in stark contrast to the dynamic, capable person we are inside. This is not a discussion about chasing fleeting trends or contorting oneself to fit an outdated mold of what it means to be attractive. Instead, this is an exploration of authenticity and alignment. It is about understanding the subtle, powerful psychology of clothing and how simple, mindful adjustments can bridge the gap between how we feel and how we are perceived. The goal is to shed the silent saboteurs in our closets, the items that weigh us down, hide our light, and distract from our true character. Throughout this deep dive, we will uncover 5 common summer wardrobe items that many refined and self-assured older individuals instinctively avoid. More importantly, we will illuminate the path toward alternatives that not only enhance your appearance, but, in doing so, profoundly elevate your state of mind. Prepare to see your closet not as a collection of fabric, but as a toolkit for expressing the most confident and authentic version of yourself. As we begin this journey, take a moment to think about your own summer wardrobe. What is the one item you reach for most often, without a second thought? We'd love to hear about your go-to summer staple in the comments below. Sharing our habits is the first step toward understanding them. 1. The illusion of comfort, escaping the grasp of oversized, baggy shorts. One of the most common and yet most impactful missteps in a mature summer wardrobe is the reliance on oversized, baggy shorts. At first glance, the appeal is obvious. They promise unrestricted movement, an airy feel on sweltering days, and a forgiving silhouette that asks for little consideration. They feel like the very essence of casual, a sartorial sigh of relief. However, this perceived comfort often comes at a steep, hidden cost to one's presence. These shorts, particularly those that fall well below the knee and billow out from the frame, can create a visual imbalance that quietly works against an image of strength and vitality. The core issue lies in proportion. When fabric hangs too loosely and extends too far down the leg, it visually shortens the wearer and can make the legs appear frailer than they are. This creates a bottom-heavy silhouette, drawing the eye downward and disrupting the clean, vertical line that contributes to a taller, more confident posture. Instead of a look that says relaxed and at ease, the effect can easily become one of sloppiness, as if the clothes are wearing the person, not the other way around. This seemingly innocuous choice can unintentionally project an air of having given up, of prioritizing ease over the self-respect that is communicated through a well-considered appearance. Let's consider the story of Edward, a vibrant 74-year-old with a quick wit and a passion for woodworking. For years, his summer uniform consisted of voluminous cargo shorts, their many pockets often empty, their khaki fabric hanging around his knees. He valued their practicality and never gave them a second thought. But one afternoon, while looking at photos from a family barbecue, he was struck by his own reflection. He didn't see the energetic man he felt himself to be. He saw a figure whose shape was lost, whose legs seemed diminished by the sheer volume of his shorts. The man in the photo looked tired. This realization prompted a small experiment. On the advice of his daughter, he invested in a pair of tailored shorts made from a crisp cotton twill that ended just above his knee. The fit was comfortable but not restrictive. It followed the line of his body without clinging. The first time he wore them out, the difference was not just visible but palpable. He felt a subtle shift in his posture. Catching his reflection in a shop window, he saw a man who looked sharper, taller, and more put together. The compliments he received from friends were not just about his new shorts, but about how well he looked. The shorts were simply the frame. His own vitality was now the masterpiece. Psychologically, the attachment to baggy clothing can stem from a desire to hide or to feel shielded, a feeling that can become more pronounced as our bodies change with age. We might think that more fabric provides more coverage and therefore more security. But true confidence is rarely found in concealment. It is cultivated by choosing to present ourselves with intention and care. The switch from baggy to tailored is not about vanity. It is an act of self-affirmation. It is a declaration that you are present, you are engaged, and you deserve to look as capable and full of life as you feel. The beauty is that comfort need not be sacrificed. Modern fabrics and cuts offer incredible ease of movement. The key is to seek a balance where structure and comfort coexist, creating a look that is both polished and profoundly easy to live in. That was the first silent saboteur, a foundational piece of the puzzle. If you've ever felt that disconnect between your inner energy and your outward appearance and are ready to embrace a more structured yet comfortable summer style, please comment with the number 1 below to let us know. 2. When personality becomes a billboard, moving beyond loud graphic tees. Another cornerstone of the thoughtfully curated mature wardrobe is the move away from bright, loud graphic t-shirts. These are the shirts that demand attention before you've even had a chance to speak. The ones emblazoned with oversized band logos from decades past, flashy brand names, cartoon characters, or bold declarative slogans. While they may have once felt like a fun and easy way to broadcast a piece of one's personality, they often have the unintended consequence of overshadowing the person wearing them. Instead of inviting connection, they can create a barrier, making the shirt the subject of conversation rather than the individual. Think of it this way. When someone's first impression of you is dominated by a giant, faded image of a rock band or a jokey phrase, their focus is immediately diverted. Their eyes are drawn to the design, decoding its meaning, rather than meeting your gaze or noticing the warmth of your smile. Your natural charisma, your confident posture, the wisdom in your eyes, all of these authentic and compelling human elements are forced to compete with a piece of printed cotton. In the quest for a dignified, graceful, and quietly confident presence, this is a battle you should not have to fight. The message can feel at odds with the poise and experience that define maturity. It can, in some contexts, feel like an attempt to cling to a past identity, rather than fully inhabiting the powerful one you possess now. Let's delve into the experience of Paul, a 79-year-old retired teacher with a wonderful sense of humor. Paul's closet was a museum of his life, told through graphic tees. There was the souvenir shirt from a long-ago family trip, the one from his favorite college sports team, and several with witty sayings that had made him chuckle at the time of purchase. He saw them as conversation starters. But he began to notice a pattern. At gatherings, people would comment, "Oh, I love that band," or read the joke on his shirt and laugh. The conversation would often end there. The interaction was with the shirt, not with Paul. He felt in a subtle way that he was becoming invisible behind his own wardrobe, reduced to the sum of his slogans. The psychological layer here is significant. As the original content noted, a loud t-shirt can function as a kind of shield, offering a pre-packaged identity to hide behind. It's an easy way to say, "This is what I'm about," without the vulnerability of genuine self-revelation. However, one of the great gifts of aging is the quiet confidence that comes from no longer needing such shields. True attractiveness in later life emanates from authenticity. It is the calm assurance of someone who is comfortable in their own skin and whose character speaks for itself. The solution is not to adopt a boring or sterile uniform. It is to shift the focus from explicit declaration to implicit quality. By choosing simpler, well-fitting tops in solid, sophisticated colors or subtle classic patterns, you allow your own features to become the main event. A high-quality crew neck tee in a rich navy or a soft heather gray, a perfectly fitted polo shirt, or a classic Henley doesn't shout for attention. It provides a refined canvas against which your personality can shine. It communicates taste and self-awareness. It says, "I don't need my clothes to speak for me. I have my own voice." This shift is a powerful statement of self-possession, one that draws people in far more effectively than any graphic tee ever could. We've just uncovered the second area for a powerful style upgrade. If you believe that true charisma shines brightest without distraction and that your presence is more powerful than any slogan, type a 2 in the comments. We'd also love to hear, do you have a favorite graphic tee you're now reconsidering? Share its story with our community. And if you're finding this deep dive valuable, please support our channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. Your encouragement helps us create more content designed to inform and inspire. The anchor effect, unchaining yourself from heavy, dark footwear. Footwear is the foundation of any outfit, both literally and figuratively. Yet it is often an afterthought, chosen for pure function or out of sheer habit. In the summer, one of the most common habits that can subtly sabotage an otherwise fresh and appropriate look is the reliance on heavy, black shoes or bulky, dark sandals. While practicality is paramount, the wrong footwear can act like a visual anchor, weighing down your entire ensemble and clashing with the light, airy spirit of the season. The anchor effect is a powerful visual phenomenon. Heavy, clunky, and dark-colored shoes, especially black ones, create a stark, jarring endpoint for the eye. They stop the natural, flowing line of an outfit dead in its tracks. Instead of allowing a seamless visual transition from head to toe, they draw disproportionate attention downward, making you appear shorter and less balanced. Imagine a crisp pair of light-colored linen trousers paired with a breezy white shirt, an epitome of summer elegance. Now picture that outfit grounded by a pair of thick, black, orthopedic-style sandals. The harmony is instantly broken. The shoes don't just feel out of place, they feel like they belong to a different season, a different mood, a different person entirely. Consider the case of Harold, a 76-year-old grandfather who took great pride in his summer garden. His go-to footwear for every warm weather occasion was a pair of sturdy, black leather fisherman sandals. They were durable, easy to slip on, and he'd owned a similar pair for as long as he could remember. They felt dependable. But during a family vacation, his daughter took a candid photo of him walking on the beach. In the bright sun, against the light sand and his khaki shorts, the black sandals were incredibly conspicuous. They looked less like a part of his outfit and more like two heavy weights attached to his feet. They made him look grounded in the most literal, unflattering sense. Intrigued, Harold decided to try something new. He purchased a pair of streamlined boat shoes in a soft tan leather and a pair of simple, well-designed sandals in a neutral taupe suede. The transformation was immediate and profound. When he wore the boat shoes with his shorts, his entire silhouette seemed to lengthen. The lighter color blended harmoniously with both his skin tone and his clothes, creating a cohesive, elegant line. He didn't just look taller, he felt lighter on his feet, more agile, and more in tune with the relaxed summer setting. On a deeper level, our attachment to heavy, dark footwear can be rooted in a psychological need for security and stability. We associate sturdy and solid with safety. But modern footwear design offers incredible support and comfort without the visual baggage. Choosing lighter, sleeker shoes is not about sacrificing stability. It is about embracing a more refined aesthetic. It's an acknowledgement that your style can and should adapt to the seasons, just as you do. Opting for footwear in shades of brown, tan, gray, navy, or even a clean white sends a message of intentionality. It shows that you've considered your look from top to bottom. This small change has an outsized impact, lifting your entire presence and allowing you to move through the summer with a grace and polish that truly reflects the best of who you are. This brings us to our third key insight, the very foundation of your summer style. If you're ready to lift your look from the ground up and trade heavy anchors for a lighter, more graceful step, comment with a 3 to show you're with us. And if these tips are resonating, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support is what keeps this community growing and allows us to share more valuable insights. 4. The crown of neglect. Retiring the faded, worn-out cap. In the heat of summer, a cap is more than an accessory, it's a practical necessity, providing crucial shade and protection from the sun's relentless rays. However, not all caps are created equal. The specific cap you choose to place on your head is the finishing touch to your entire look, the final word in your stylistic statement. All too often, that final word is one of neglect, communicated by a faded, misshapen, or sweat-stained cap that has long since passed its prime. This single item, worn right at eye level, has the power to undo all the other efforts you've made to look polished and vibrant. A worn-out cap sends a subtle but clear message. A cap that has lost its color, whose brim has gone soft and floppy, or whose seams are frayed, can suggest a sense of tiredness or a lack of attention to detail. It can inadvertently project an image of someone who is clinging to the past or is simply too weary to care about their presentation. This is especially true for the beloved, sentiment-soaked baseball cap that has seen one too many fishing trips or sweaty gardening sessions. We often don't see these items for what they've become. We see them through a nostalgic lens, remembering the good times they represent. Let's think about George, a delightful 80-year-old storyteller who wore his favorite navy blue baseball cap everywhere. It was a gift from his grandchildren years ago, and it had become a part of his identity. But years of sun and wear had transformed it. The rich navy had faded to a dusty, mottled blue-gray. The team logo on the front was cracked and peeling, and the brim held a permanent, weary curve. George was attached to it. It felt like an old friend. One day, his daughter, preparing for a family portrait, gently handed him a new cap, identical in style but crisp, clean, and vibrantly colored. Reluctantly, George made the switch. The moment he saw himself in the mirror, his eyes widened. It was as if a light had been switched on. He looked sharper, more alert, and years younger. The simple act of replacing one small item had lifted his entire face and demeanor. The psychology here is deeply tied to comfort and identity. We hold on to these worn items because they feel safe and familiar. They are imbued with memories and require no effort. But true self-care involves recognizing when it's time to let go of things that no longer serve us, even something as simple as a hat. This isn't about discarding the memories. It's about honoring the person you are today. The person you are today deserves to be framed by freshness and intention, not by the ghosts of summers past. Investing in a few high-quality, well-fitting pieces of headwear is a simple but transformative act. A structured baseball cap in a fresh color, a breathable linen cap for a touch of European flair, or even a classic Panama hat for more formal occasions can provide the same sun protection while elevating your entire appearance. The key is to treat your headwear with the same respect you give the rest of your wardrobe. Ensure it is clean, that it holds its shape, and that its color is vibrant. This small detail signals that you value yourself, you take pride in your presentation, and you greet each new day not with the remnants of yesterday, but with renewed energy and purpose. We're now at our fourth point, the crowning touch of your summer presence. Have you ever held on to an item for sentimental reasons, even when you knew it was past its prime? We'd be honored if you shared your story in the comments. And if you agree that a fresh, finishing touch can make all the difference, show your support by typing the number 4 below. 5. The suffocating embrace, liberating yourself from thick, clingy synthetic fabrics. Our final point delves into the very feel of summer, addressing the fabrics we choose to have against our skin. In an era of easy care and wrinkle-free marketing, it's easy to fill a wardrobe with synthetic materials like polyester, nylon, and acrylic. On the surface, they seem practical. They often resist wrinkles, wash easily, and can be less expensive. But when the temperature and humidity climb, these seemingly convenient fabrics can become a source of profound discomfort, subtly undermining the very image of cool, effortless polish you aim to project.
The primary issue with most common synthetic fabrics is their lack of breathability. Unlike natural fibers, which allow air to circulate and moisture to evaporate, synthetics tend to trap heat and sweat against the skin. This creates a sticky, clammy sensation that leaves you feeling hotter and more uncomfortable as the day wears on. Instead of feeling fresh, you can end up feeling weighed down and overheated. Furthermore, this trapped moisture can cause these fabrics to cling to the body in unflattering ways, highlighting every lump and line and drawing attention to perspiration marks. The effortless, breezy summer look you were hoping for is replaced by one that appears labored and uncomfortable. Let's picture Nancy, a 77-year-old woman who loved attending outdoor concerts and art fairs. She had a collection of brightly printed polyester blouses that she favored because they never needed ironing. But she found herself dreading the hottest days, feeling sticky and flustered long before the main event began. In photos, she noticed how the shiny fabric clung to her back and midsection, creating a silhouette that didn't feel as smooth or graceful as she wished. It was a constant, low-level source of physical and aesthetic discomfort. Following a friend's advice, Nancy decided to try a simple, elegant blouse made from 100% linen. The first time she wore it on a warm afternoon, the difference was a revelation. She felt a gentle breeze pass through the fabric. She remained cool and dry throughout the day. The natural texture of the linen draped beautifully, skimming her body without clinging, creating a look of relaxed sophistication. Friends commented on how refreshed and radiant she looked. Nancy realized that the few extra minutes spent on ironing were a small price to pay for a full day of genuine comfort and confidence. The choice of synthetic fabrics is often born of a desire for convenience. But we must ask, what is the true definition of convenience? Is it saving 5 minutes with an iron, or is it feeling physically comfortable and psychologically confident for 8 hours? Choosing breathable, natural fabrics is not about making life more difficult. It's about making it better. It's an investment in your well-being. When you opt for materials like cotton, especially in weaves like poplin, chambray, or seersucker, linen, tencel, or even lightweight merino wool, you are choosing to work in harmony with your body and the season. You are dressing in a way that reflects a deep respect for yourself. Every time you reach for a garment that helps you feel good in your own skin, you send a powerful, unspoken message. You value yourself, and you are ready to embrace the joys of summer with openness, grace, and authentic comfort. This final insight might be the most crucial for summer comfort and style. If you're committed to choosing fabrics that let you breathe and feel your absolute best, let us know by commenting with the number 5. And if you haven't already, now is a perfect time to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into living well and with intention. As we bring our exploration to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the 5 areas we've journeyed through together: the confining nature of baggy shorts, the distracting noise of graphic tees, the visual weight of heavy footwear, the quiet neglect of a worn-out cap, and the suffocating embrace of synthetic fabrics. It's crucial to understand that this has not been an exercise in creating a rigid list of rules. There is no fashion police for a life well lived. Rather, this has been an invitation to cultivate intention. The core message is simple yet profound. What you wear is a direct reflection of the respect and care you have for yourself. As we accumulate years, our greatest asset is not a youthful appearance, but a presence enriched by wisdom, experience, and a quiet confidence. The small, mindful changes we've discussed are designed to do one thing: allow that inner presence to shine through, unhindered and unobscured. Swapping baggy shorts for a tailored pair isn't about vanity, it's about projecting the vitality you feel. Choosing a solid-colored, high-quality tee over a loud graphic is not about being boring, it's about being the most interesting thing in the room yourself. These choices are acts of alignment, bringing your outer self into beautiful harmony with your inner spirit. So, as you look ahead to the warm, sun-drenched days of summer, see your wardrobe not as a challenge, but as an opportunity. It is your personal curator, and you are the curator. Each choice is a brushstroke that contributes to the final portrait you present to the world. Now we turn the final question over to you. After all of this analysis, looking at your own wardrobe through this new lens, what is the single most important lesson you've learned for yourself today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We read and cherish every one. The journey of self-care and self-expression is a continuous one, best taken one small, thoughtful step at a time. Thank you for spending this time with us. If you found this discussion helpful and inspiring, please show your support by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and sharing it with someone who might benefit. We look forward to seeing you in our next exploration of a life lived with grace and intention.